Hello everyone, this is Happy Buddhism. One time, Sakyamuni Buddha and an ascetic had a conversation about how short life is. Sakyamuni taught about seeing impermanence. It seems you are gradually understanding more and more how fleeting life is. Yes, indeed, life disappears in an instant. You say in an instant, but people feel its quickness to different degrees. Then, Lord Buddha, how quick would you say life is, according to what you feel? It goes by at a speed that is quicker than you could ever understand. Could you explain to me using an example? Imagine that there are 4 very good archers. One is facing east, another is facing south, another is facing west, and the other is facing north. Each one shoots the arrow in the direction they are facing at the exact same time. Since they are such good archers, their arrows fly so fast that our eyes cannot see them. Now imagine there is a man who can run very fast. He goes around very quickly and catches all these arrows that the archers had shot at once. What do you think? Isn't this man a fast runner? Yes, he is very fast. Human life goes by even faster than this man. Much, much faster, in fact. Life moves truly very quickly. It is said that the more strongly we feel how short life is, the more human we will become. When we shudder at the fact that life is quickly fading, we will naturally feel compelled to question what it is that we should really be doing right now in this fleeting life. This is to see impermanence. Sakyamuni Buddha used the analogy of 4 horses to convey different levels of sensitivity towards impermanence. 1. A horse surprised by the shadow of the whip. 2. A horse surprised by the whip touching its hair. 3. A horse surprised by the whip hitting its flesh. 4. A horse surprised by the whip piercing through to its bones. The horse surprised by the shadow of the whip is a horse that is startled and begins to run away the moment it sees the shadow of the raised whip before the whip actually touches its flesh. This is the finest and quickest of horses. It symbolizes someone who is startled by impermanence and thinks, I too must die in the end, the moment they see a dying flower or smoke rising from a crematorium. Such a person has the highest sensitivity to impermanence. Next, the horse surprised by the whip touching its hair is a horse that is startled and begins to run away the moment the swinging whip makes contact with its mane. This is a fairly excellent horse. It symbolizes someone who is startled by impermanence and thinks, I too will have this kind of send-off in the end, when they see a funeral procession or a hearse. Such a person is fairly sensitive to impermanence. The 3rd horse, which is surprised by the whip hitting its flesh, is a horse that is only startled into running off when it feels the pain of the whip connecting with its flesh. It symbolizes someone who is startled by impermanence upon seeing the deaths and funerals of those who are close by, such as neighbors or relatives. The 4th horse, which is surprised by the whip piercing through to its bones, is a horse that does not start to run until it has been whipped many times and the whip finally pierces the skin and touches its bones. It symbolizes someone who is startled by impermanence only when their closest loved ones die. This means, for example, their parent, their spouse, or their child. Such a person has little sensitivity to impermanence. Well, how about you? Which of these 4 horses do you think you are? Sakyamuni Buddha actually taught that we don't even match up with any of these. It is precisely because we are so completely insensitive to impermanence that we must listen intently to Buddhism, gaze squarely at impermanence, and hurry to obtain absolute happiness as soon as we can. 合掌